सो मैम एफआरएम के बाद सैलरी एक्सपेक्टेशन के काफ़ी डिफरेंट ओपिनियंस हैं मतलब अगर कोई स्टूडेंट इंडिया में है तो ऑब्वियसली मतलब बाहर भी दे गूगल सो इन इंडिया इट शोज 9 लाख रुपीस पर एनम इज व्हाट एवरेज एफआरएम सैलरी in UK if I search it will show 40,000 to 60,000 US dollars similarly in USA or Australia approximately same which is 30-40 lakh INR so how far this particular data is correct or is there any information which is lacking which should be added or needed for the students to be known.
Okay, I mean, I'll try and keep my answer very safe here. Salary questions are slightly tricky.
Right.
But what I would say is, if you have to look at the average salaries, you should also add another factor, which is the experience into it. I mean, what you should talk about, what is an average salary for 2 years experienced person in risk management? That's one factor, experience. And the second factor is the industry. So, I mean, I know we're talking about financial industry in general, but it could be banking specific, a startup, a hedge fund, a consulting company. Then again, consulting, you can have a big four, you can have a small boutique consulting company. So based on which particular sector of the financial institutions you're targeting, that's the second factor. So I'll keep that 9 lakhs average might be correct, but it doesn't take into account those factors. So it might be including everything. That's one thing. Second thing, about like global salaries for an FRM. My view, and it could be wrong, right? My view is that after adjusting for purchasing power parities, FRM's certification would give you same return, be it in US, be it in UK, be it in India. It has the same value. The only difference I would say is that it's more competitive in India. The number of people who give FRM in India is a lot more. The number of people who are very ambitious and want to get into risk management versus the number of jobs, that ratio might be slightly skewed in India. So that's why, like when we talk about FRMs in US and UK, if I have to look around and like in my team and say, oh, how many people have done FRM? I'll probably one, maybe two, maybe three. That's how I'll count. But if I was sitting in a team in India, I would probably say, who has not done FRM here? Maybe one, two, three. That's all. So I think that's the difference.
Also, I have noticed one thing that when I was pursuing FRM Part 2 lecture somewhere, so in that institution, there were few students who were already getting a package of 15, 16 lakh rupees. They were already qualified CA or working with good banks like SBI or something. They were doing FRM to enter into a different profile or to just give it another boost to their career. So that is also how the data will be split because they already have experience and then they are doing FRM. So they have already reached the level in comparison to a fresher. So fresher should be considering that he is going to begin as a fresher only, but after the experience, they are going to make good. Right?
Yeah, and as you said, right, I mean, there's a lot of different contexts why people do FRM. I mean, globally in India or anywhere, like sometimes their companies want them to do FRM because they want to write that our risk manager is FRM certified. Sometimes a student might want to do FRM because he has no maths or finance background but wants to make an entry there. Sometimes someone who is already working in finance, as you said, as an example, but say works in a detail side of it and wants to make an entry on the risk management side of it, might want to do FRM. So there's like a lot of different contexts why people do FRM.
Right, absolutely right. So somewhere or the other, salary which is shown as an average is correct, but the factors should also be considered.
Yeah. I mean, it should not happen like I'm a fresher in college and I look at 9 lakhs and say, okay, fine, if I don't get that, then there's something wrong with me. No, that's not true.
Actually, some of my friends actually got, after 1 year of working, they've got around.
You can get, I think you can even get more than 9. But the point is like say if someone doesn't want to work into a established bank and someone wants to work in a very boutique consulting, it might, they might have a different starting point, but it doesn't mean that they're not employable or their earnability is low. It doesn't mean that.
Right. I understand.